Hello everybody and welcome to Cinema Savvy. It is myself George and today I bring you a brand new movie review. This is on the upcoming thriller Deep Water, directed by Adrian Lyne, coming out this Friday on Prime Video in the United Kingdom. This is going to be a very interesting review. Of course, it stars Ana de Armas and Ben Affleck. But before I start giving my thoughts on the film, I'm just going to go over the social medias for you. Obviously, we're a film channel. We've got a lot of stuff coming up on the way. It's lovely to get another new upcoming release, but we've got a lot of things happening on the channel. So the best way to find out what videos we're doing is by getting us on social media. That's Twitter at cinema_savvy, Facebook and letterboxd.com/cinemasavvy. And we have a link to TeePublic in that description below. And as well, if you have seen this film, if you're watching this down the line after the release, I really want to know your thoughts on this. So please do comment your thoughts on Deep Water, or let me know if this is a film you're looking forward to. Are you a fan of any of the actors in this film? Have you heard about the behind the scenes stuff, or obviously a very public relationship that followed? It's going to be a really weird one talking about this, but do hit that subscribe. We've got a lot more reviews on the way. As I said, it is Oscar season. We've got a massive series starting in a couple of weeks, the Steven Spielberg retrospective. A lot of stuff happening, so it'd be lovely to get you on the journey with us. But as I said, we are talking Deep Water. It is an adaptation of a book from the 50s, and the premise is essentially very simple. There's a dysfunctional married couple who begin playing mind games with one another, and it leads to extreme circumstances. Maybe the biggest understatement of the year. Obviously, without getting too much into personal actors, this is very well known that during filming, after filming, Ana de Armas and Ben Affleck obviously got together. I think it's over like a year in total. Don't normally talk about this kind of stuff, but I think this is really not ironic, but there's something weird with this release of this film that obviously they're no longer together. Ben Affleck is in a very public relationship again with J-Lo, and you know, this film has kind of been squashed. It's been sold to Netflix, streaming services, all that kind of stuff. And there's a good reason why. If you're looking for this is quoted as an erotic thriller. I don't see that at all. I think, if I'm being honest, the closest thing I can get is this is a sort of a terrible version of Gone Girl, like the opposite version of Gone Girl. But it's really weird because Ben Affleck is in this and Gone Girl, and I think a lot of people are going to make this parallels because I just don't think it functions as a thriller. And the reason for that is just the story. What really surprised me more than anything is that this film's cost $50 million to make. I have no idea why. There's a handful of locations, maybe one half set piece, and it's not very good. And I don't like coming and saying that about films, but watching this, there wasn't expectations per se. I hadn't seen the trailer, I hadn't seen much about it. I just knew the behind the scenes stuff, and when you've got a film that's been delayed so many times due to COVID, that getting shipped around everywhere else and ending up somewhere quite late notice. I've not seen any press for this. I don't think either the main two are doing any press, which is probably quite telling. And I think this is going to be a film that's dead on entry. A lot of people. I can't see many people watching this unless they're a fan of the main two. And the problem we have with that is that none of them clearly want to be associated with it. I can't imagine there being a red carpet, or if there is one, would either of them go? I don't know, but the problem I have with this film fundamentally is that the two lead characters are terrible. Not by performance sake, the actual characters themselves. Obviously it's a dysfunctional couple, but you cannot root for either of the pair. There's nothing about them. You've got sort of one sadistic type, another, I guess you could say, sadistic type, but at no point do you ever feel like, I understand where they're coming from, I know why they're trying to do this, or why is this marriage so dysfunctional. It's quite not even jarring to watch, it's kind of uncomfortable to watch. It's almost a bit cringy, which isn't often a word I say, but they're trying to build this relationship with them, and it just never feels genuine, which is where that ironic comment earlier comes from, is that obviously in real life they got together, and the chemistry between them, there is no chemistry between them. It just feels like two complete different actors in the film with each other, and it's just really bonkers. Obviously some of the real life stuff. The real life is probably the best marketing this film has had, in absolute truth. It's, as I said, no one's talking about it. This has been squashed by the actors, but at the root of it, the story, it's just not a very good story. It's, I don't know, obviously I've not read the book. I don't know if it follows the book word for word or line for line, but we get introduced to these characters, and they're obviously they're one's cheating on the other. All the stuff you can see. I've seen the trailer since watching this, and obviously it hints at a lot of that, and it's just uncomfortable viewing. It's not very good. I'm really struggling to talk about this film because I'm just trying to be polite, and then, quite frankly, even the supporting characters, there's nothing really about them. You get a wannabe writer who's got a sort of conspiracy, he's trying to unravel a mystery, and it's so predictable. It's by the numbers, and yeah, it just leaves a sour taste in the mouth watching this. That it's 1 hour 55. It feels a lot longer than that, which is a major problem when you're watching this. This is a streaming service film. This is going to be a film I think people are breezing past on Amazon Prime, and I can't even talk about stuff like cinematography and music because it's all non-existent. It's honestly quite bonkers how these two have ended up being in this film, because I just think both of them are so far and above a film of this quality. It's very surprising to see. I mean, I like both Ben Affleck and Andy. I'm going to say that. Obviously, she was No Time Starlash. She was massive in that. She's in films like Knives Out, Blade Runner as well. Ben Affleck, solid directing career, and it's just so odd when you see them do projects like this. I just don't understand the logic behind it, how it came to that. And obviously, as I said, the real life stuff's really hard to separate from this film. As I said, it's like the best marketing this film had is that they had, a real life sort of relationship after, which is bonkers because you just can't see it in this film. And yeah, I'm kind of repeating myself at this point in time. It's out this Friday. As I said, I'm not too keen on this. I don't think it's any good. I don't think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. Even like the big fans of either actor, I don't think they're going to enjoy it either. There's nothing there. The set pieces are, as I said, predictable. The whole film is predictable. What's going to happen? It feels like I'm watching. It's made me want to go watch Gone Girl. It makes me want to put a Fincher film on. So this is a quality film. I'll go watch something else instead. I'm going to say I do not recommend you to watch this film. There's a lot of better things out at the moment. Especially at the cinemas, even on streaming. There's so many better things you can watch with your spare time. So that's my kind of polite take on it. Deep water. Best way to sum it up in a final thoughts. It's ironically very shallow on the surface. There's nothing to it, and the biggest thrill of all is trying to work out where that $50 million budget comes from. Is it Hollywood accounting? Maybe we'll find out one day. But until that day does come, that's going to wrap up this review. As I said, not the best as normal. And for you guys at home, if you do see this film, if you're angry at this review, if you think this has been too harsh, please do comment. I'll reply to all comments. I'll have a look at what people want to say. As I said, I don't know where people are going to fall on this. I don't think it's going to be very well regarded. So yeah, obviously if you're new to the channel, if you're fuming this review, you're not going to do it, but do follow us on our social medias. That is Twitter at cinema_savvy, Facebook and letterboxd.com/cinemasavvy. We've got links to all those and TeePublic in that description below. And as I said, there's a lot more things happening on the channel. We're in the middle of Oscar season. We've got reviews coming out. We're a little bit behind. We've had some big videos pop up recently. The Kenobi trailer discussion, Drive to Survive Season 4 review. We had Turning Red come out Sunday. That was myself and Tate doing that one. And, Oscar films, we've still got to Drive My Car, Being the Ricardos. We've got the animated discussion video coming this weekend where we sit down and go through all 5 films nominated for Best Animated Film. And then we've got the big live ceremony, 27th of March. We'll be live doing our annual live stream. Do join us for that. Hit that subscribe. I said a lot more Oscar stuff on the way. A lot more new releases on the way. It's going to be a little bit quiet, but we do have Sonic and Morbius at the end of March. A double bill that no one saw coming. So, as I said, thank you all for watching. Be sure to join us on the next one, and I'll see you then. Take care.